What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against the subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today, we are going up against Kevin here in a mixed tier battle. We're bringing the same team as last time. Of course, we had Pinsir getting a sweep last time, so that was a lot of fun. I don't think that we're going to see that again, but you never know. So I probably should go over the team really fast. We do have our Custapberry Fortress as our dedicated lead because this is an offensive team. It's packing the Stealth Rock and the Toxic Spikes as far as hazards are concerned. And I also have, of course, Explosion to block opposing Defogs and Rapid Spins. And then I have Rapid Spin myself to be able to get rid of rocks before I die, if possible. Then we have Choice Banded Pangoro. We have... what is that? Oh yes, I always want to say Sub-Disable Gengar. It's not Sub-Disable Gengar. It's Willow Hex Gengar, also packing the Taunt to be able to shut down certain walls and things like that, and prevent things from, you know, swords dancing up or nasty plotting up or what have you. We have Assault Vest Goodra as well, because I need something that could be able to take a little bit of damage if needed. And, oh yeah, Pinsir, of course, is a Moxie Swords Dance set with Quick Attack, Earthquake, and X-Scissor, along with a Lumberry. And then last but not least, we have our Choice Scarf, Zebstrika. It is our Lightning immunity for the team because... Lightning immunity. Can I please speak coherent English? Electric type immunity for the team, thanks to the Lightning Rod. That's what I was trying to say. It's also our Choice Scarfer. I don't know if I mentioned that because I can't think straight. And Kevin has a very threatening team here. I see the Diancie. That's probably going to be Mega, looking at things here. He's got the Donphan, which is going to be his Stealth Rocker and his Rapid Spinner. So I will just very easily go into Gengar on that every time it comes in, basically. Meganium, Gengar can handle. And Kingler, I don't know about Kingler. Maybe that's going to be a choice set. I'm expecting Darmanitan to be choiced as well, and then Raticate is most likely going to be a gut set with either Toxic or Flame Orb. Probably packing Facade, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, maybe Protect on there as well, or maybe Swords Dance, I'm not sure. We will have to see. Of course, as always, if you do see Kevin down in the comment section below, make sure to give him a GG, because that's what we like to do here. Shoutouts to, you know, the opponent and everything. Just showing some nice gamesmanship, sportsmanship, that kind of thing. So he is going to lead off with Darmanitan, which is fine by me because he is probably just going to Flare Blitz. Looking at my team, I really don't have anything that wants to take that. Even Goodra would take considerable damage from that because Darmanitan is a powerhouse. At the same time, the fact that he's leading off with this and he might lose it due to an explosion would be absolutely fantastic. Toxic Spikes or Stealth Rock. Probably Toxic Spikes my better option to wear down that Diancie and the Darmanitan. He actually does go right for the Flare Blitz here. I was a little bit worried he might try to go for the U-turn, which could have potentially been bad. But he does go for the Flare Blitz. He takes the recoil, which is nice. We get up the Toxic Spikes. And now we have a choice. Do I want to get up rocks? Or do I want to just explode? Because Explosion will kill this Darmanitan. The only thing is, if he goes into Diancie here, predicting me to be Custapberry, that could be an issue as well. But I don't think he thinks that I'm Custapberry because he just went for Flare Blitz. So I think he would have U-turned if he really thought that I was Custapberry just to break my sturdy. So I'm going to explode here. Getting rid of this Darmanitan is great. And it's better than setting up rocks anyway because the rocks are there mostly for Darmanitan to begin with, so one layer of Toxic Spikes will have to suffice, as I will fire off an Explosion, and that is a dead Darmanitan, which is a huge threat. In fact, most of his team is a threat. Meganium is probably the most passive of the bunch, but actually, not Darmanitan. I just killed a Darmanitan. Donphan is actually not too big of a threat either, because I can go straight into Gengar and burn it or whatever. And if I do burn it, I don't think he can kill me with a knockoff. So that is that. He might go right into the Donphan here, and that's why I'm very tempted to go straight into Gengar here. Because I don't think I have anything else that can kill it in one hit. So I can start racking... Oh, never mind. I can't burn it. I have Toxic Spikes up. Can I say one thing that makes sense in this battle? My goodness. Everything I've said has been wrong. He's going to go right into the Raticate to get his Guts boost. And I am expecting him to want to go for a Sucker Punch turn 1 here, predicting me to want to attack him. So with the Guts boost, Sucker Punch is easily going to Oko here, and because of that, I mean, I have to stay in. This thing like Oko's almost everything on my team. This Raticate actually might be the biggest problem. I kind of want to taunt him to prevent him from going for Swords Dance too. That would be great. Or can I switch? I mean, if he goes for Facade, he's not going to go for Facade with Gengar out here. That much I know for sure. So I could try to switch, but then after that, like, what do I do? Because he outspeeds me, and he can still go for Facade the next turn. But we can rack up some poison damage on this, and then maybe out-predict the Sucker Punch at that point. So I'm predicting him to go for Sucker Punch this turn regardless, and I'm going to go into Pandemonium, and he does indeed go for the Sucker Punch, and he'll be taking 12% per turn thanks to the Toxic Spike damage, I should say. Not Toxic, because he's not badly poisoned. And I'm expecting him to want to either go for a U-turn here, or go straight for the Facade, because he does outspeed. I'm pretty sure that will be an Oko on Pangoro because this is max speed, just to be able to outspeed defensive things, but that also means that I'm not nearly as bulky, even though my HP stat is okay, but defenses are not the greatest thing in the world. So the question is, do I want to just sack Pangoro? Predicting him to U-turn, I feel like that's really, really risky. U-turn will not do that much to Gengar, just because I quad resist that. So really the only thing he can do to me is Sucker Punch. He has to Sucker Punch. Oh, he's actually going to switch out here. Not even U-turn. Okay. Maybe he was fearing the Scarf there. I'm not really sure. But regardless, he is going to go right into the Donphan to, I guess, try to get a Rapid Spin off, knowing that I was not going to be able to kill him. But he is going to lose his Sturdy here. I don't think that will matter because I'm pretty sure he can live a hit from me regardless. But he has to knock off here, basically. He really doesn't have any other play. Unless he wants to try to Stealth Rock. Actually, if he's physically defensive, he might die to a Hex. Donphan doesn't have a lot of special bulk. And, you know, this is a 120 base power move plus stab. So, yeah, this is going to be doing a lot of damage. I'm not sure if it's going to kill, but it's going to do a lot. So we'll see what he wants to do here. If he switches out, I'm going to get a lot of damage on something. He could go into Raticate, predicting a Ghost-type move, too. But that just means I got free damage off on the Donphan, and I'm fine with that. I'm completely okay with that. He might want to save this just to Rapid Spin. But the more he switches around, the more I'm, you know, poisoning things on his team. So the Rapid Spin won't mean much at that point. He is just going to go right into the Raticate, predicting the, not necessarily a Hex, but a Shadow Ball or just some type of Ghost-type move. And he was right about that. But he does have to take more damage via the poisoning, so that's good. And I really just need to out-predict the Sucker Punches here. Once I do that, Gengar really can poke a hole in his team. And once this is gone, I'm going to be in a very, very good position going forward. So, let's see. I really don't want him Sucker Punching. But like I said before, I don't think he can touch me at all. Their usual set of attacks is Facade, U-turn, Sucker Punch. That's their coverage. So I'm just going to taunt you here again, just in case he wants to go for Swords Dance or something along those lines. I don't know. He does actually go for Facade, predicting a switch, and doesn't get it, so he just takes more poison damage, which is fantastic. And now we're in a tricky position. Is he going to go for Sucker Punch? Is he not going to go for Sucker Punch? He has to know that I can just continually taunt him if I wanted to, or Willow. I don't know why I said taunt again, by the way. I only taunted him once. I talked about taunting him, but I didn't actually do it until last turn. So I could just stall him out completely if I wanted to. And there's really not much you can do about it. He would have to switch out to something. And if he switches in Diancie on a taunt, he won't be able to protect and get his Mega Evolution off. And that would be really bad. So I don't know what he's going to want to do here. I'm so tempted to just stay in and click Sludge Bomb, though. Predicting him to predict me to not attack him. The mind games, though. The mind games are real right now. Yes, they are. They are. Do I click Sludge Bomb? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna risk it. He does not go for the Sucker Punch. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I may have just got swept if he did. I don't know. Although we could have quick attacked with Pinsir, so I don't think Sucker Punch would have just OHKO'd me. But still, that would have poked a pretty decent sized hole in my team. But anyway, he's gonna go right into the Diancie now. And now that we have Darmanitan and Raticate out of the way, those were two of the biggest threats on his team. I don't know what set this is going to be. It could be just Protect with 3 attacks. It could be Rock Polish. And if that's the case, then he can't even speed tie with me because he's most likely Modest. But at the same time, he does not speed tie with me until he Mega Evolves, so it won't be this turn. So I'm expecting, I guess, a Protect here. I'm guessing that's what he's going to go for, as he does show off the Mega Evolution. And, oh, he's not Protect, so he's Rock Polish. And this is going to hurt. As, wow, that does like 98.5%, as he is going to fire off a Diamond Storm, which has a really cool animation. And that's just a straight up OHKO, because Diancie is pretty darn powerful, and Gengar is pretty darn not bulky. So, but we are going to get rid of the Diancie, which, again, another one of his huge offensive threats gone. So he's got 3 Pokemon left, and Kingler is the only offensive threat. So we're in a great position right now, because even though it's close, it's 4-3. Like I said, he's got 2 relatively passive Pokemon remaining. The Donphan, even if it does carry a couple of attacking moves, it's really not that dangerous. And as long as I have Pinsir around, that Meganium is not a threat at all, even if it is physically defensive. Although, because he has Donphan, I'm expecting it to be specially defensive. But that's just my my gut telling me that. So, what is he going to want to go into here? If he goes into Kingler, probably my best play is to go into Zebstrika, because I outspeed everything on his team and I can get momentum. But I can also go out into Pangoro here and just fire off a very powerful hit on something, as he is going to go into the Donphan. So I guess he's going to want to Rapid Spin here, which means I can just freely 2-hit KO him with Hammer Arm. If he's completely physically defensive, I don't know if Choice Banded Drain Punch is enough, to be honest, which is really sad because Pangoro is quite powerful, but Donphan is really, really bulky on the physical side. We do have the poison damage working in our favor too. The speed drop really doesn't matter too much. I mean, it means that Meganium might outspeed me, but that's it. Kingler would outspeed already anyway. So I really don't have anything to lose by going for my most powerful attack in Hammer Arm. And unfortunately, we're going to give him the free Rapid Spin because Hammer Arm misses. I guess that's what I get for not going for Drain Punch. But I didn't want it to not 2-hit KO. Have to take extra damage. But I guess it doesn't matter now, as I will just go for a Hammer Arm here. And he most likely will live this plus Poison because he's a Donphan. He really can't afford to switch anything in, so he's probably just going to EQ here, as that does a lot of damage, but he will live the Poison, and he is going to be able to fire off an EQ, as that kind of does a lot of damage. I probably should have gone for the Drain Punch there, but it's fine because, let's see, do I want to switch? No, that makes no sense. No reason to take damage on anything else. Pangoro is not going to be doing too much to the rest of his team anyway. At least not at that HP range. He can very easily just go into Kingler and finish me off. He could probably just go into Meganium too, because my speed is at, -2 at this point. So, down goes the Donphan after we do connect on a second Hammer Arm. And at least his Meganium will not be poisoned, but I'm expecting that it would have Aromatherapy if it's defensive, which I am expecting it to be. So he's going to go into Mr. Krabs, the shiny Kingler, and most likely just going to kill me with a Crab Hammer here, and there's not really much I can do about it, so I'll just click Hammer Arm and sacrifice good old Pandemonium here. As, yeah, goes for the Crab Hammer, and Pangoro goes down, but we did take out the Donphan, so that's great. And we also get to see that this Kingler is Life Orb, which is actually great information, because we know that it can change moves, and we also know that it's not Scarfed. Not that that would matter, because I'm Scarfed Zebstrika, so I can just Volt Switch here, predicting him to want to switch out to Meganium, which is his last Pokemon, and that is exactly what he's going to do. So we're going to get some momentum here, and I will be able to go out into Pinsir, and he's going to have to switch in, I guess, Kingler? I guess he's going to have to switch in Kingler. I mean, Meganium would just get OHKO'd by an X-Scissor in all likelihood. So, yeah, that pretty much, I think, is going to seal the match for us here. I think. Don't want to speak too soon, of course. But we know that the Kingler is not Scarfed, which means Pinsir will naturally outspeed it. Because I think Kingler's like base 75 speed. So Pinsir is higher than that. So I can actually Swords Dance here if I wanted to. So that's what I'm going to do. Pinsir should be able to finish the match for us. As he's either going to just stay in and like Leech Seed me or something. Or he's going to go right into Kingler here. But he's actually going to stay in, so he's going to let me take out this Meganium. He can't OHKO me with anything. He's going to go for the Toxic, actually, and that kind of stinks for him because we're just going to cure that with our Lumberry, which means, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. If he's physically defensive, I still don't think he's going to take a hit from +2 Pinsir. Stab, X-Scissor, coming off of base like 125. Physical attack, I said 125, it's in that range. Pinsir's attack is like deceptively high. When you look at it, it doesn't look like it should be that high, but it is. Pinsir is scary. He is super scary. So, again, he's going to have to make the decision of, do I leave Meganium in or not? I mean, his only chance to win is if Meganium can take a hit, and it's not going to happen. And now he needs Kingler to take a hit, and because that's offensive with Life Orb, and it already took 10%, because it did fire off an attack, yeah, at +3, after the Moxie boost, there's no way that Kingler is going to take this. Even though Kingler does have pretty good natural physical defense, it's over base 100. Which, again, that's another thing. You don't really expect it. But I guess, you know, it's a crab. It has a hard, you know, outer shell. I guess that's why it, you know, can take hits, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But... yeah, if he has like agility or something, maybe he will try to go for that, but X-Scissor has no chance of missing, so his only chance is if for some reason he is able to survive this +3 X-Scissor, and I do not foresee that happening. So once again, Pinsir is going to bring the match home for us. This thing has been like the MVP of the team. Although Gengar did put in a lot of work, this match could have been a lot different if we got the Sucker Punch prediction wrong. It very easily could have been a 3-0 on the other side. But regardless, it was still a fun match, so I want to thank you for the battle, Kevin. It was a pleasure as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. We'll get to see this team one more time in action, and hopefully something like Zebstrika can come to the forefront and put in some work. We'll have to see. But if you guys did enjoy, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or comment, or whatever you would like to do as always, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.